Hello friends, welcome to you all. Today, we will be talking about the book written by Abhijeet Mukherjee, 7 Rules for a Calm Mind in a Turbulent World. What is the most valuable thing in today's world? Most people would say money, time, or relationships. But if you look deeply, the most valuable thing is our attention. Yes, that attention, which nowadays Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and news apps are trying to steal every moment. Picking up the phone first thing in the morning and then scrolling without any reason has become a part of our daily life. But have we ever thought about what effect this is having on our mental health and inner peace? Abhijeet Mukherjee says that we should protect our attention as if it were a bank balance or a rare diamond, something that everyone wants to take away. And it's true. Today's platforms, social media, advertisements, news channels are all running after one thing, and that is our attention. And they steal it through random memes, breaking news, and viral videos. The first way to escape this is to create a clear digital boundary. This does not mean that you should throw away your phone or delete social media. Instead, it means controlling it wisely, such as turning off notifications. Whenever the phone vibrates, our mind gets distracted, and once the attention is diverted, it takes many minutes to bring it back. There is a boy named Ravi who was busy all day with office work, but his real struggle was that he would repeatedly check his phone notifications. Then he would reply to a message, then open YouTube, and from there he would start reading the news. And when he sat down to do his real work, his mind felt tired. One day, Ravi made a decision. He turned off all unnecessary notifications from his phone. Now only calls and some urgent messages get alerts. He started his morning not with social media, but with 15 minutes of silence. Slowly, Ravi felt that his mind was much clearer than before, and he also saved energy. The second point is to limit your news exposure. It is not necessary for us to know all the news. We feel helpless about most of the things we see, accidents, politics, crime, but we can't do anything. Mukherjee says to look at the news with a filter. Decide to watch the news only once a day, and that too from a reliable source. Otherwise, some breaking news will come every 15 minutes and break your peace of mind. And the most important thing is to be selective about your input. The information that goes into our mind shapes our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. If we always look at negative, gossipy, or toxic content, then slowly our mind will also become like that, anxious, restless, and confused. So decide carefully what to watch, what to read, to whom to talk, and with whom to spend time. All this sounds very simple, but when it is practiced, a real change can be seen in life. Imagine a day where your mind is clear, your attention is stable, and your mind is calm. All this is possible. You just have to learn to protect your attention. Now let's talk about the second rule, which is equally powerful. That is to create mental distance before reaction. That is, when a situation comes up, whether it is a small quarrel, a bad comment, or a shocking news, learn to take a break instead of reacting immediately. Stay quiet for a while. Think for a while, and then respond. The problem is that we are all used to instant reactions. As soon as something goes wrong, we answer, we show anger, or we say something that we regret later. But if we take a break, we can handle that emotion better. Take a small example of this. Suppose your friend says some harsh words to you. Your first instinct will be to answer him in the same language. But if you stay quiet for 10 seconds, take a deep breath, and think, is he saying such a thing because of some frustration? Is it necessary to answer this? Then you will probably be able to handle the whole situation calmly. This method was the favorite method of the Stoic thinkers. They always taught that the best way to control an emotion is to observe it for a while, to think before acting on it. Another way is to name the emotion. Whenever a strong emotion comes, anger, fear, sadness, tell yourself, this is anger, this is sadness, or I am feeling anxious now. By doing this, the brain recognizes the emotion and the urge to react decreases. In psychology, this is called name it to tame it. Ravi also applied this technique in his life. Earlier, when someone cut him off in a meeting, he would immediately get irritated and become passive-aggressive. But now he takes a break, takes a deep breath, and asks himself, is it necessary to fight for this, or can I respond calmly? Slowly, such a calmness came into Ravi that his colleagues also noticed. Taking a break does not mean that you are weak or indifferent. It means that you are able to keep yourself above the situation. You are able to control yourself. Your emotions are not controlling you. Let's understand this better with a real-life incident.
Suppose someone suddenly cuts a car in traffic. If you immediately start honking and shouting, both your energy and peace will be wasted. But if you stay a little calm, think for a second that the person in front might also be under some pressure, then you will not need to get angry. This same thing applies to every relationship, in friendship, in marriage, in the workplace. Mental distance does not mean suppressing emotions. It means acknowledging them, understanding them, and then deciding what to do with that emotion. If these two rules are practiced properly, a big difference will be felt in life. By protecting attention, we can avoid distraction, and by taking a mental break, we can avoid regret. These two things together can make us a person who is not only calm, but also clear in thoughts, decisions, and relationships. So, the next time the phone vibrates or someone irritates you, just remember to take a break and tell yourself, I am the owner of my attention and my emotions, not a slave. A calm and purposeful life begins with this mindset. In today's world, everything is happening fast. People are walking fast, eating fast, making decisions fast, and thinking fast. It seems as if there is a race going on, and if we stop even a little, we will fall behind. But in this hurry, we are losing our clarity, peace, and control. Why? Abhijeet Mukherjee says that if we really want to live our life with wisdom and peace, then there is only one way: to slow down. That is, to intentionally move slowly, to work thoughtfully, and to consciously experience everything. Slowing down does not mean that you are lazy or wasting time. Rather, its real meaning is that you are taking every step consciously. Just think, when you are in a hurry, how many times do you make mistakes? Tea spills, you say something wrong to someone, an urgent file gets deleted, or you hurt someone's feelings. And then we have to face regret, remorse, and anxiety. All this happens because we react quickly without thinking. Mukherjee says that when you start moving slowly, both literally and figuratively, you start to understand the real meaning of your actions. For example, when you are walking, if you observe the things around you for a while, the trees, the wind, the people, then that walk is not just a job of going from one point to another, it becomes a mindful experience. At that moment, you are present. And this presence brings peace to your life. Our mind always wanders in the future or the past. What will happen, what has happened, what is left. But when we move slowly, our mind naturally starts to come to the present moment. You can feel the taste of food, listen to someone's words carefully, and observe your thought patterns.
There was a girl named Pooja who always did everything fast. Eating fast, talking on the phone while walking, interrupting while talking. There was a constant pressure in her life. She always felt that there was less time and a lot left. Then one day she read this rule: slow down to get control. And she consciously reduced her speed. She started enjoying every bite by keeping the phone away while eating. She started walking only while walking, without phone or music. She started waiting for others to finish talking while talking. In the beginning, it felt strange to her, but slowly, a deep calmness came into her. When you speak slowly, you speak thoughtfully. The impact of your words increases. The person in front takes your words seriously. And most importantly, you also feel your own words. The same thing applies to walking and eating. When you're moving slowly, you feel every step, and the mind naturally goes into a peaceful zone. Mindfulness and anxiety have a direct relationship. The more you are in the present, the less anxious you will feel. Now a question arises: can we do all this in our busy lives? The answer is yes. But you have to try a little. Slowing down does not mean that you will go to the office late or miss deadlines. It means that you should be comfortable in those tasks that do not require speed. For example, what is the need for a phone while eating food? What is the need for music while bathing? Why do you have to do many things at once while talking to a friend? When you start making these small decisions, a new balance is created in life. A balance that neither leaves you behind nor tires you out. You reach the same place where everyone is reaching, but with a calm and clear mind. Another thing that Mukherjee says: when you are slow, your mistakes are less. You can observe situations better. You can understand people correctly and make decisions thoughtfully. This also means that you can control your mental reactions. If someone annoys you, taking a break, speaking slowly,
and responding calmly. All this is possible only when you're slow. A boy named Ravi, who was in a fast-paced sales job, applied this rule in his life. Earlier, he used to hurry on every call and wanted to finalize the deal with the client quickly. But now, he speaks slowly, listens to the client's words carefully, takes breaks in between, and gives full attention. His confidence also increased, and so did his sales. Another advantage of slowing down is that you can listen to your body and mind language. Nowadays, people are running so fast that they don't even realize that they are tired. Their mind is overworked, or they need a mental break. But when you slow down a little, you can look inside yourself. You can understand what you need: rest, connection, or silence. There is a majesty in this slowness. Those who walk calmly and slowly have a different dignity. There is depth in their words. There is wisdom in their eyes. They maintain their calmness even in the chaos of the world. We have always heard, time is money, but Mukherjee subtly says that more valuable than time is your attention and your peace. And this is possible only when you learn to control your speed yourself. Sitting for a while and observing your breath, doing the work slowly and with attention, spending a few minutes with yourself a day. All these small habits can transform your life. To make this rule a reality, some simple steps can be taken. For example, waking up early in the morning so that you don't have to rush. Chew the food and feel the taste. Don't look at the phone while walking. Don't interrupt conversations and take a 2-second break before every work. All this sounds very simple, but in today's fast-paced culture, it is like a powerful rebellion, a step that reconnects you with your core, your clarity, and your inner strength. So the next time you feel like running for something, just ask yourself one question: do I really need to be this fast, or can I make this moment better by going slowly? And when you start asking this question again and again, you will realize that the quality of life is not in speed, but in depth and awareness. This is the real secret of slow living. Walk slowly, live deeply, and truly feel. This is the beginning of control, and from here, the real journey of a calm mind begins. Have you ever wondered why we feel lonely from inside, even though there are so many people around us? Or why the mind does not become calm after talking to people all day? The answer is simple and true. We have made our social circles so big without thinking that there are more superficial words than real connection, and this is the biggest obstacle on the path of inner peace. Abhijeet Mukherjee says that if you really want peace, then make your social circle small, but make it strong. Quality is important, not quantity. In today's world where everyone is connected with thousands of people on social media, in real life, there might be 2 or 3 people with whom we can talk openly. Social chaos means such people who are just creating noise in your life, with whom you do not get any comfort or inspiration by talking. Only formality is being fulfilled, or the connection is maintained due to old habits. And as a result, an extra pressure is created inside you. You try to please everyone, reply to every message, consider every invitation, and look for a reply to every word, just because those people are in your circle. Mukherjee suggests that such superficial relationships should be gradually trimmed down. This does not mean that you will become rude or start avoiding everyone. It just means that you have to invest your mental energy wisely. Just like we spend money thoughtfully, we also have to use our attention, time, and energy selectively. Understand with an example. Suppose you have 20 people who sometimes message, sometimes ask something, gossip, or complain. You always think that if I don't reply, they will feel bad. So you reply to messages, pick up calls, but not from the heart, but out of compulsion. Now think, how do you feel after this conversation? Most of the time, tired, bored, or annoyed. On the other hand, if you have a deep conversation with your 2 good friends, you feel energized and clear. Why? Because there is no superficial feeling there. There is trust and mutual care. So it is important that you consciously decide which relationships your mental energy should go into. It is important for your mental peace to gradually create distance from the people from whom you get only drama, gossip, or confusion. There is no need to feel guilty about this, because setting boundaries is not selfishness, but self-care.
Mukherjee says another important thing: reduce gossip exposure. Gossip means peeking into the lives of others, criticizing them, or always judging the choices of others. When you get stuck in such conversations, the stories of others keep running in your mind, and slowly your mind gets filled with the negativity of others. Gossip is a net where people feel that they are updated, connected, but in reality, they're getting mentally tired. This does not mean that people who gossip are bad, but if their company disturbs your peace, then that circle is not made for you. Ravi was a young professional who used to participate in all social events, was active in every group chat, and was involved in everyone's talk. But he slowly realized that this was making his mind more distracted and annoyed instead of calm. Then he audited his social circle according to Mukherjee's advice. He saw that some people only complain, some people always spread negativity, and some people connect only to get work done. Ravi gradually started creating distance from such people. Now his circle is small, only 3 or 4 close friends and some elders, but those relationships are deep and meaningful. Now Ravi can focus more on his work. His energy remains more stable, and even among people, he does not feel lonely. The most important thing in this process is self-awareness. You have to ask yourself, after talking to which people do you feel light? And after talking to which people do you feel confused, stressed, or guilty? The people with whom every conversation feels tiring can be toxic for your energy space. There is a common belief that if more people are connected, life will remain interesting. But the truth is, if more people are connected, there will be more voices in the mind. And when the noise outside is more, the inner voice is not heard. This is why many people are restless even while meditating, because the expectations, conversations, and judgments of others keep echoing in their minds. Mukherjee suggests that you create some inner circle people with whom you feel a real connection, with whom talking feels like therapy, with whom sitting happens without any pressure. In such relationships, there is no need for validation or to look good. There is only an honest presence. It is also important that you also try to be such a person for others, without gossip, without drama. A person whom the person in front feels clear and calm after meeting. Social peace is not created only by receiving. It is created only when it is given. We should also apply this rule in the digital world, following everyone, reacting to every post, jumping into every discussion. All this creates virtual social chaos. Social media detox can be an effective way to reset your digital circle. Follow only those who give you positivity, learning, or inspiration. Unfollowing or muting the rest is not a mistake, but it is an essential step for your attention and peace. When your social circle is clear, your energy is not scattered. You can focus more on your work, your emotions, and your growth. A calm mind is created only when you reduce the noise around you, and the biggest noise comes from social chaos. There was a girl named Shweta who always tried to fit in with her friend circle. She wanted everyone to be happy with her, to like her, to accept her. For this, she always went with others, leaving her own comfort. But from inside, she was disappointed. Then one day, she started a simple exercise. After every conversation, asking herself, did I get peace from this conversation or stress? Slowly, she started creating her own boundaries. Now Shweta is regularly connected only with those people from whom she gets mental support and positivity. Her mood is stable, her attention is good, and her self-esteem is also strong. Often people think that if someone is left or avoided, they will misunderstand us. But Mukherjee says that those who understand your space and peace will also understand your decisions. And those who don't understand, it is not necessary for them to be in your circle. Peace is not a luxury. It is our need, and social clarity is the first step towards that peace. The more superficial relationships you trim, the more space you will have for yourself to think, to breathe, and to grow. So the next time the phone rings, a new invitation comes, or an unnecessary conversation starts, take a break and think, is this conversation worth my peace? If the answer is no, then you can allow yourself to respectfully create distance, set boundaries, and keep your mind free from chaos. Fewer people, clear people, real people. This is the real social asset. And when your circle is like this, no matter how chaotic the outside world is, your inner world is always calm and balanced. This is Mukherjee's message. Clear the outside noise so that the inner peace can be heard. In today's world, everything wants to be instant. Instant coffee, instant answers, instant results, instant success. It seems as if something is not achieved today, we will fall behind tomorrow. But this thought process makes us restless, annoyed, and slowly weakens our mental clarity. Abhijeet Mukherjee says that if you need a calm, balanced, and purposeful life, then you have to change your way of thinking. You have to learn to think in years, not in hours. This is the fifth rule. Think in years, not in hours. Many of us run after small goals all day, such as what was done in today's 8 hours, how many emails were replied to, how many reels were seen or posted. But we forget that life is not just a story of one day or 1 week. It is a long journey where the real beauty is seen only when we look at it from a long perspective. When you see every setback as a short-term failure, it feels heavy. But when you consider it a small part of the entire 5 or 10-year journey, that setback itself turns into a lesson. Think, when you fail in a task, such as being rejected in an interview or a project being delayed, if you react in that moment, the pressure increases. You think that your hard work has gone to waste, you are unlucky, or life is against you. But if you think from a 5-year perspective, then you can understand that that failure might have been a preparation for a better opportunity. This is the perspective that saves you from short-term reactions and leads to long-term reflection. Mukherjee's point is that we should see our life with a macro perspective, not in micro time units. When you measure every day based on work, results, and success, the mind naturally becomes anxious and impatient. But when you start looking at life in 5-year, 10-year, 20-year frame, you feel calm because then you let things unfold slowly and naturally. Once there was a boy named Ankit who wanted to start a startup, but he always thought that there was a lot of competition in the market. People were progressing fast, and he had fewer resources. His every day was spent in this pressure that he was so far behind now. Then someone told him this thing of Mukherjee: think in years, not in hours. He changed his thinking. Now he started seeing the daily pressure as a small setback of a big journey. He kept his efforts consistent, but was not anxious about the results. After 3 years, his startup became a stable business, and he himself had become a much more stable and calm person than before.
When you think in years, you can learn patience. You don't make decisions in a hurry. You don't react, but you respond thoughtfully. Its direct benefit is seen in your decision-making. You don't make emotional choices. You don't compare yourself with the lives of others, and you don't consider any small problem a life-and-death situation. This improves your mental health and also increases mental clarity. Our society has taught us that we have to do something big every day, be productive, and give results. But Mukherjee reminds us that some things take time to grow big. Just as it takes years for a tree to grow big, it also takes time to build a strong personality, a fulfilling career, and a meaningful life. If you uproot that tree every day and check its roots to see how much it has grown, it will never grow big. Most people get stuck in short-term matters. What to do today? What will be the result tomorrow? What will be achieved this week? But when you think long-term, you change the questions. What kind of person do I want to be in the next 5 years? Which skill can I practice for 3 years to make me an expert? What should my relationships look like after 10 years? These questions force you to think deeply. You stop running after instant rewards and move towards meaningful growth. And this change makes your life comfortable and purposeful. There was a girl named Nina China, who wanted perfection in everything. If a work was delayed, she would blame herself, get stressed, and many times quit the work. But when she started adopting a long-term perspective, she told herself, this journey is not of one day or 1 month. It is a process that will develop over years. Now she enjoys every step, sees every mistake as a learning, and gives herself time to grow. Her anxiety has reduced a lot, and she now feels more confident and peaceful. We all have to understand this, that progress is not always visible. Many times, big changes are happening inside, which take time to come out. But if you keep judging yourself on an hourly and daily basis, then you will miss that internal growth. So it is important that we look at our journey with a long-term perspective. Mukherjee also says that when you think in years, your expectations become realistic. You don't make impossible demands from yourself and also not from others. This also makes your relationships healthy because you have the patience to understand others and give them time to grow. This mindset has a huge impact not only on your personal life, but also on your professional life. If you consider your career a 10-year journey, then a failure today cannot shake you. If you consider your habits a year-after-year investment, then a day off today does not give you guilt. And if you consider your health a long-term project, then an unhealthy meal for one day also does not discourage you. To make this rule realistic, you can create some simple habits. For example, keeping a journal where you will write your 5-year goals, thinking about what you have learned every month, and dividing your goals into annual parts. In this way, you take yourself out of short-term pressure and bring it into long-term alignment. The next time you get frustrated with a small problem, take a break and ask yourself, will this matter be important even after 5 years? If the answer is no, then let it go. And if the answer is yes, then think calmly about what step you can take today so that after 5 years, you can feel grateful for that thing. This perspective gives you stability. When others will be entangled in short-term victories or failures, you will remain calm and work on your goals. And this is what will lead you to a calm mind, a clear path, and a meaningful life. This rule of Mukherjee is not just time management, but a deep mental technique. It teaches us that if we get out of the hourly rush and get into the habit of thinking in years, then a different depth and direction comes into our life. Then we are neither afraid of getting hit, nor get annoyed with slow progress. Then we understand that great things take time, and most importantly, valuable things want patience. So the next time you get restless with a result, or compare yourself with someone else, just remember that life is not a race. It is a long journey, and in this journey, the most important thing is to take slow, steady, and thoughtful steps. Because not the thought of hours, but the thought of years will take you where you really want to be. Life is getting faster day by day. We always have a crowd of notifications, messages, updates, reminders, and deadlines. In such a situation, keeping the mind calm and peaceful seems no less than a luxury. But the truth is, we ourselves don't take any special steps for our mental peace. We don't give our mind a place where it can rest, recharge. And this is what Abhijeet Mukherjee has explained in his book, that just as we keep our physical environment clean and tidy, it is also important to create a safe and clutter-free space for our mind. Our mind absorbs everything we see, hear, think, feel. Imagine if your house is always dirty, messy, and there is noise everywhere, how difficult it will be to live there. Similarly, when our mind is constantly filled with input, pressure, negativity, and confusion, how will peace come? So the first thing that Mukherjee recommends is morning rituals. The way the morning begins, the day also goes that way. If you wake up in the morning and start scrolling social media, start reading the news or check emails, then your mind gets busy without thinking. Instead, if you sit calmly for 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, do a little journaling, write gratitude, or just breathe in silence, then you give your mind a soft and peaceful access for that day. The second step is to create no-phone zones. This is not a very big rule, but it is very powerful. Set some specific places and times in your house or routine where the phone will not go, such as the bedroom, the dining table, or 1 hour at night. When you intentionally take a break from technology, your mind can take a break. It can breathe. This improves concentration, reduces anxiety, and you feel more stable.
The third important thing is scheduled quiet time, even if it is only 10 minutes a day. But those 10 minutes should be only for you and your mind. During that time, you will not try to do anything. Just sit quietly. Observe your breath, play some soothing music, let the mind wander. Slowly, it will settle down. It will become calm. And in this silence, that clarity is found which is not found in any outside noise. From here, a safe space is created for your mind. Now let's talk about the next rule. Accept chaos as a constant. You might think after hearing this that chaos is a problem, so why accept it? But think, is the world ever completely orderly, predictable, and calm? No. Sometimes a friend's emergency comes, sometimes the boss is in a bad mood, sometimes you get stuck in a traffic jam, and sometimes you get to see something annoying in the news. The nature of the world is to be unpredictable. If we fight against this chaos every time, we will get tired. But if we understand that chaos is bound to come, then we do not panic at its arrival. Mukherjee suggests that we have to create our own internal stability in the midst of outside chaos. For this, 3 things are very useful: habits, values, and routines. When you have some such daily habits that keep you stable, such as morning walk, journaling, evening gratitude, or reading every day, then you remain stable from inside despite the outside instability. Values give you direction. Whenever a difficult or unexpected situation comes, you can refer to your values and decide how you have to react. For example, if your value is kindness, then you will not reply rudely in response to a rude behavior. You will protect your inner peace. You will not float yourself in someone else's chaos. So friends, this was the summary of our book today. Do let us know how you liked it by commenting, and thank you for listening to the summary till the end.